Hi everyone, I hope everyone's well. Today we're in the indoor putting studio here at Glenbervie Golf Club. If you're looking to improve any aspect of your golf game over the winter months and also the off season, feel free to get in touch. We can cater for your any needs you like. So you've got short game area, you've also got the driving range, you've also got the indoor putting green if you're looking to develop or enhance your skills from any angle. So today what we're going to discuss is a simple kind of topic or a simple drill I talked about previously earlier on this week with a golfer who was struggling with their backswing, and their backswing was just getting a little bit flat. So if this was the angle of the shaft, what was the tendency was this golfer was getting the club a little bit too flat in the backswing, downswing became a little bit too steep, and what was happening from there, they were struggling to control the flight. The golf ball was going a little bit low, it was going a little bit high into the right. So the shaft of the golf club should pretty much match the angle of my feet. Head went inside quite quickly. There was a big disconnection between the arms and body. So if you just look at my thumbs are moving too much inside the golf ball to target line there, and the hands are really working away from the body and inside. And the tendency from there is as the club started to work inside, they're working too quickly compared to the body, this left shoulder started to elevate too quickly. So what I mean by that is the left shoulder started to work a little bit up towards the sky too early. The golfer was almost gaining a little bit height as they get to the top of the backswing, and what was happening from there, that right elbow was really getting too much behind the right side of my rib cage. So the right elbow was getting sucked and pinned to the body. What was taking place from there is on the way down, to get out of that position, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to almost get the arms a little bit more working in front of you, which is also a good position to try and shallow out the golf club and also try and create a bit of width. But what was happening is the right elbow was getting really stuck, left arm is getting lower. So if you look at the angle of my shoulders there, left arm is getting really low compared to the angle of my shoulders, left shoulder was elevating back to the ground. I'm going to have to drop my left shoulder quite soon. What that does is it moves my weight towards my toes, the shaft starts to steepen. So just imagine the club head is a little bit too high compared to the angle of the grip end. And what was happening from there, on the way through, the golfer was having to kind of back out of it, tilt back the way, so get the right shoulder to drop quite soon to try and obviously shallow out this golf club. So what we worked on was the kind of first stage of the backswing to this golfer was simple analogy. You need to start the golf swing a little bit slower. What I mean by that is you're trying to work the body and the arms back at the same speed, because what was happening is the arms are working too quickly compared to the body. Club was going abruptly inside too early. The hands were creating a big disconnection. So if you look at the tip of my elbow, if I was to move the club back, the tip of my left elbow was moving towards the line a little bit too early. So keeping that left elbow pointing down towards the ground for a little bit longer into the backswing. This golfer was kind of rolling the hands inside. The top of the elbow was pointing away from the ground. Elbow was pointing a little bit too much away from the ground too early. So what we just said to this golfer, what I want you to feel like you're doing is you're going to make some swings and you're going to try and keep the tip of your left elbow, so elbow, down towards the ground for longer. So we're trying to feel like the left arm stays a little bit closer to the chest, so we're working the club back. The tip of my left elbow has to feel like it stays a little bit more down towards the ground for longer. Work the club back, the hands have to feel like they stay in. The club head has to feel like it moves a little bit away from the golf ball to target line, as opposed to going really inside. The tip of the elbow faces too much away from the ground. So get to the top of the backswing, what I want you to feel like you're doing, instead of this left shoulder getting high too early, work the club down so you're almost feeling like your left shoulder gradually goes down, right shoulder goes up. Left shoulder going down, right shoulder goes up. You should almost see from there my shoulders start to tilt in a slight incline, so my shoulders are slightly steeper. So if we get the backswing a little bit steeper, left shoulder working down, right shoulder working up, what you'll find is I want to feel like I've got a little bit more kind of rib cage rotation. So my upper torso, my rib cage is starting to rotate, my left shoulder starting to work down. When my left shoulder gets a little bit close to the ground, I'm going to feel like the club starts to work on a steeper plane. That's going to allow the club to work a little bit more up into the backswing, and as we come down, it's going to allow the club to shallow, come down and create a little bit more space. This motion in the backswing where my shoulders turn too flat, left shoulder gets really high too early, hands get lower compared to my shoulders, and then the left elbow's pointing a little bit too much away from the golf ball. Putting the club back, we're keeping the club head a little bit outside, the grip end a little bit more close to the body. Left elbow, instead of twisting it too much towards the camera, I want you to feel that elbow stays a little bit more connected to the ground for a little bit longer in the backswing. So left elbow down, left shoulder down, and then almost feeling that the hands get a little bit higher to the top, and I'm going to feel like my hands are a little bit higher compared to my shoulders, as opposed to getting too low when my left shoulder elevates too quickly. My shoulders turn quite flat. So work the club back, club head out, hands stay in, get to the top, left elbow down, left shoulder down, get to the top of the backswing. And as we come back down, how does that look from a face-on perspective? Left shoulder working down, you should see the tilt of my shoulders there. Like I point the grip end of this club to the golf ball, right shoulder goes up. From there, what I'm going to feel as I come back down, I'm going to feel like my right side lower slightly, but my left side goes up throughout the shot on the downswing. Just to focus on the backswing, left shoulder down, left elbow down, hands a bit higher to the top. Don't let that right elbow slide too much behind your rib cage. Keep that right elbow a little bit too much in front of your rib cage. Hands higher than your shoulders, and as we come back down, we're just trying to recreate that movement of the shaft, gradually shallowing. So right elbow's kind of working in towards my right hip. That's going to allow the club to shallow. Missing link on the way through. What I want you to focus on: belt buckle to the target, chest to the target. That's going to help everything create a little bit more width and clear throughout the shot. Guys, if you've got any thoughts on that video, what are you struggling with in your golf swing at the moment, and what do you need some assistance with? Comment below with your thoughts on all of the kind of aspects of that. Like the video, subscribe to the channel.